Welcome to MacGyver's Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next. If you're not too careful, you just might learn something. Hi there. Welcome to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next, and if you're not too careful, you just might learn something. So today, we've got our tires back for the Harley here, and our pipes and all have been coated and curing real good, so we're going to go back together with it. Let's get started. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to put a new set of brake pads on here before I put the wheel back on. And on this bike here, you've got two little 12-point bolts, okay, and you need to use something 12-point to get them off. So I've already broken these loose. I'm going to work them out of here. When I get them out, I'll show you what I was talking about. I'll give you a close-up view of them. Okay, so on this, you get it to focus here. This type of bolt has what's called a 12-point head on it, okay, and you need something likewise with 12-point to get on this, to get it off, because your regular 6-point wrench is not going to do it. And if you try and put a 6-point socket on that, then you're just going to round off the head of the bolt here. So it's important that you remember to do that. And then once you pull those two pins out, you get your brake pads out. Now on this particular bike, we got to make sure we remember which side went which, because the two pads are different, which in the way they go in. So we want to make sure we keep track of it. And there's our new brake pads. Jerry ordered them up and got them here, and so it just makes sense, while we got all this apart, go ahead and freshen it up. So now we have everything, got our pads lined up the way they're supposed to go, then we will go ahead and slide those puppies down in here. And get our bolts in. Usually we'll start by lining one up and getting it in there. A little bit of a fuss, but if you're patient, you'll get them in there. I had a 12-point quarter-inch socket, wouldn't probably go a little quicker, but I don't. So, all right. So my philosophy is to work smarter, not harder. So I've got the wheel kind of propped up on this old raggedy chair here, and then I can let the lift down, to bring the wheel up into position. Now, of course, we're going to have to finagle our caliper on the other side, but I'll move the camera back over there and show you that here in a second. This is going to take a bit of finagling, because you have to finagle this caliper in to get it in alongside the wheel. And the problem is that the wheel is actually, it's got a wide tire on it, so it takes a little bit of finagling to get this thing in here. So, but once you get it in there, then you're good. Now the later models of this bike I think are even worse, because I thought this had the 200mm tire on it, but it doesn't. This one's got like a 150, And the 200 millimeters, they're worse. They're a royal pain to get the caliper in and get everything situated. So yeah, they're fun. Now once you get this piece in there, once you get past that little rubber bushing or cushion, it'll help, and then you'll feel it slide in right all the way. Then you got this little bushing here that has to go between the caliper bracket and the wheel bearing, and you got to sit there and kind of work this all together like so, and get that in there. And you want to make sure you keep the caliper mounted where it's supposed to be. And then this bit right here seats into your adjuster bolt. Now, I didn't touch these adjusters. I loosened the lock nut, but then I realized it's better just leave them alone and then put it back in the same way. That way you don't mess with the alignment of the wheel. You don't want your bike dog tracking on you as you're going down the road like this. So once we get that in there like that, then we can go to the other side and line everything up and get the wheel hung in there where it belongs. Now, I've lifted the bike up a little bit so I can slide my chair out of there, because we're kind of hanging on the axle bolt here. We're going to have to put our bushings and all back in, but we're going to get there with that. Hey, do a little more finagling. I got that little bushing in there. That positions the wheel left and right in the frame. And I got my bolt through. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and line all that up. And then we can, it's just a matter really of going back together with it. And getting everything lined back up where it belongs, and we'll be good to go. So now we work on getting our chrome back in here. Done the best I could cleaning this chrome up, but again, my mission here is not to detail the bike, it's to get it fixed. So that's why we're gonna get her back together here and get her back to her papa so that she's ready to roll for them. And a little bushing here. Get that going on in there. And short of everything being finalized and snugged up, we're good. Alright, so I went ahead and torqued everything back the way it needs to be. I put a real cotter key on that and got rid of this Briggs & Stratton piece of wire they had on there. And then now we can put our little caps and stuff back on here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Alright, new tire, new brake pads. She's all good to go. Now we'll get the front wheel on and the front brake pads. Then we can start putting our pipes back on. We'll start looking like a Harley again. Thankfully, the front wheel is a whole lot easier than the back one, but they take the same brake pads and the same kind of caliper, so we'll get our 12-point retaining bolts or pins out of here for our brake pads, and we'll pop the old brake pads out and pop our new ones in, and Bob's your uncle, they say, as they say. Alright, now those tightened up. Make sure our caliper pistons are retracted all the way. Then we can go ahead and mount our front tire. Again, thankfully, this is a whole lot easier than the back one. So, get that started. Oh, you look nice with a nice fresh new tire on them, don't we? Tighten our little caps here on this other one. And you want to make sure you draw it up nice and even. And then we can run this down. Right. Now we can start hanging our pipes. Now we've got some pretty black pipe. After a little bit of finagling, we got those pipes back on there. I'll take the camera off the tripod here and give you a better look at it before we put the heat shields on. Alright, that's how the night train's supposed to look. The pipe's all blacked out and not a whole lot of chrome. So let's get our shields on there and then we'll be done with it. You got the shields on there. All the way back here. Looks all nice and pretty. Got our back tire on here. Fresh rubber. Still got the little rubber titties on it. And this is our front wheel with its new tire. Of course, Boswell's balanced them both for them too. So, and since that's a spoke wheel, that has a tube in it. So they replaced the tube as well. And then there's our pipes come out of the front. And we'll set her down and crank her up. So there you have it. That's our Harley Davidson project. We've resurrected it from the dead, basically. You saw where originally we had the tank had old gas in it that just congealed and rusted everything up in the tank, ruined the fuel pump, ruined the sending unit, and we had to clean all that out. And once we got all that done and changed the fuel lines and fixed some other little nitpicky things on here, and then pulled the wheels, got the pipes painted, stripped and painted. Jury's still out on that as to how well that's going to hold up, but we used a good 2,500 degree paint. We did everything we could to prep the metal and prime it and get that paint to stick real good, so fingers crossed, hopefully it won't bubble off, but we'll see. Let's see what else. That's about it, I guess. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment down below, and also you can also email us at MacGyversWorkshop@gmail.com, and please subscribe if you would. None of this, I don't have sponsors, I don't have anybody doing anything for us. We just do this here in the workshop on the farm. I have a day job, I work in IT, and that's what pays the bills. So if you do, please subscribe and then click that little bell icon there, and you'll be notified the next time I post a video, and you never know what it's going to be. So this is just my little home workshop here, and we fix whatever happens by. You know, this morning I had my next door neighbor had a check engine light come on in her van, and you know, it started flashing on her, and you know, she knows, she's probably better informed than most, but when the light flashes, that's bad. So I got a phone call this morning on that, and we checked it out, got it sorted, and it's like I said, you just never know what's going to come through the door here. So thanks for watching.